Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Craig Hewitt, founder, CEO of Castos. Thanks so much for joining me here. Wanted to talk today about the concept of buying back your time. You can probably see in the corner over here, Dan Martell's new book, Buy Back Your Time. Fantastic read. If you haven't read it already and you're a founder and you're busy and you're stressed because you're busy, read it. It's great. I got an executive assistant about a month ago through Zirtual. It doesn't necessarily matter where you get an executive assistant, but you should probably get one, right? If you're doing a couple $100,000 a year and you're the founder and you're busy, especially if you're a solo founder, get an executive assistant. It's going to be massively worth it, even if they're not full-time, right? Mine is only a few hours a week right now. I'll be going up on them, but I wanted to share two things that weren't in the book today. And really, I think if I had to put it in a nutshell, I would say the concept is like how to get 1% better each week with your assistant. Okay, so I think the concept of an assistant, VA, EA, is like it's so daunting, right? You're going from 0 to 100, and that's really hard. And you look at people like Dan, and he has Anna on his team who kind of like runs his life, right? And that's super daunting as you who just don't have anybody to help you. And it was for me too. And I think it's the reason a lot of us don't get started. And the thing that I want to say is like, don't try to be 100, right? Just get to 10. And I'll just share what I did, right? Because it's working so far. So Christina that I work with from Zirtual is amazing, right? First of all, she's on my time zone. I think it's really important. A lot of us want to hire folks in the Philippines or something, and like that can work, and they work at night, and I think there's some things around that, but like they have to be relatively synchronous. And the very first thing you should do is delegate your inbox. There's a way to do that in Gmail where you don't give them your password, but you delegate your inbox so they can check my inbox and reply on my behalf as me. And in Dan's book, there is a system for foldering your inbox, right? So there's 6 folders. There's a foldering system, just follow it, right? It might not be perfect, but it's better than what you have now, which is probably nothing. So use the foldering system that Dan has, and in there, the goal for you is only to live in one place, and that is like needs action from you, right? It's things that your assistant can't handle themselves. It hasn't been archived or filed away, and you need to respond to it. These are things like sales and partnerships inquiries, billing things that you need to deal with, those things that like only you can handle. And then this is super important. Okay, so your inbox is managed. You're using something like SavvyCal for calendaring. Then the goal is to every day turn on a Loom video of you going through your email. And then your executive assistant can say, okay, great. I now understand how Craig is thinking about doing this, right? Because you're talking, okay, here's an email from blah, and they are a partner of ours, and I want to set up a conference call with them next week to talk about our webinar. Or this is a person that's trying to pitch us on a guest post. Check out their domain rating, maybe something like that. Just give them some metrics for like how they can think about these kinds of emails in general, right? There's gonna be some really specific ones. You need to say, okay, this person, let's do this. But in general, when you get these kinds of requests, let's do that. And then it's their responsibility to action on that, right? And it's their responsibility to build SOPs and documentations from what you put in your Loom video, right? So it's not you having to go through every email and having a note or a comment or putting something in Google Doc. It's just go through your email and talk about what you're doing there. And I use the term with our team a lot, like, hey, let's get 1% better every month. And I think about that with my executive assistant now, right? So we're on a scale of 0 to 10, we're at a 10 or a 15 maybe, right? But if I can get to a 16 or a 17 or 18 or a 20 in the next couple of weeks, then like, wow, it's March now, by the end of the year, I'm gonna be at like 80, right? Or something, right? So that's really cool. And it makes the process of like onboarding an assistant and delegating more of the things that are taking your time that aren't super valuable a lot easier and a lot more palatable, right? Like how do you eat an elephant? Like a bite at a time. How do you get all this shit that's on your plate off your plate? Well, it's just like, do one little thing at a time. So use Loom, go through your inbox and talk about it. And then just build little tiny wins that you can have in with your assistant, and especially email. It's just such a time suck for us. And I'll just share for me, like my goal with bringing on an executive assistant is to spend all of my time, literally all of my time doing this, recording content for this YouTube channel, for Castos YouTube channel, for the 5 podcasts that I want to have across like my personal and professional brands by the middle of the year, right? So if I can only create content and have calls with my team by the middle of the year, it'll be a success. And I think I'm on the track to do that, but only because I spend way less time in email than I did before. I'm going for like an hour a day max. And so that would be awesome if I can. And I think I'm on track because of like just the framework of how I'm thinking about getting a little bit better every day, documenting, and then asking someone who's detail-oriented and organized to make the documentation, follow it, and implement it. And just want to share that with you. So hope this is helpful. Again, if you're enjoying this, like, subscribe, all the good stuff. Let's get some YouTube juice going here. Thanks so much. If you have any recommendations on stuff you'd like to hear me talk about, hit me up on Twitter. I'm the Craig Hewitt. Talk to you soon.